Good morning, good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope everyone's doing well today. Beautiful day today here. I took I guess we're targeting 150 right down over here for price to come down to 150 on pound yen. Let's see over here. Just waiting. Okay, people are populating here slowly. Pretty good, pretty good. Took some early buys here in the morning as we broke below 150, 200 for price to continue down to 150. This was support on the minor time frame right over here. We did a huge rejection here, liquidity grab here for price to continue down. So I guess 150 is going to be very normal for price to come down to because, you know, we got clean candles here to the left hand side. We created a support at London Open before price went up, and now it's coming down, correcting this move up. Looking at on the higher time frame, 4-hour, obviously we're bullish. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, what we can see is that there's a support forming right over here, 148.80. Looking down to 30-minute time frame, I think once we come down to 150, it's going to create some sort of a support area. But if we break below 150, then it's going to continue down towards like, you know, this range we have between 150 and 149.820 because we got this clean candle here to the left hand side. All right, let's take a look at our friends here from the YouTube. Here, perfect. We're all coming in. I lost this trade in pre-London. What did I do wrong? If you can help me. Oh, probably going to take a look at that here later on. But let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at your JPY. Oh, trade was 5.5 pip in profit and price went up. It is what it is at this time, you know. It is what it is. You couldn't have done anything here at this point. Sometimes, you know, when you lose a trade and it's just a lost trade out of nowhere, then you're just like, it is what it is. Did you take these sells? Yes, I did take these sells. I closed around 150, 080, 050 because, like, you know, we were coming down to 150, and even though we can go down to 150, but I was up around like, you know, 10, 11 pips, so I decided to close my sells. Wanted to take these sells, but was looking for a 30-minute close because of previous rejection. Yes, I took them based on this 15-minute rejection from the top because here's the thing, right? We created a support right over here on the 15-minute time frame. This candle went down. I missed it, right? I missed it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Good thing I missed it. The next candle started going bullish. I was like, okay, no problem. It went bullish, but then it closed a weak bearish candle with a huge rejection. When it closed with a huge rejection, I was like, okay, you know what? It's closing with a huge rejection. Then there's a possibility now that rejection can push the next 15-minute candle down, even though we have this clean range here to the left-hand side. And if you measure this was like around, you know, like 15, 16 pip move over here. So let's take a look at your JPY. Your JPY is bullish. Before we talk about your JPY, let's talk about gold over here. Gold is coming down to 1987. Let's take a look here on the daily time frame. Daily is coming down to fill this daily wick. Amazing. We're going to continue down to fill this wick over here. This is at 1783. So about, like, you know, 50 pips away. Looking on the 4-hour coming down nicely. 1-hour candle is also coming down nicely. We're creating a resistance on gold right here, 1795, obviously, right? And then we have some sort of a support formed over here as well. Let's take a look at that on smaller time frames. So on the 30-minute time frame, we can clearly see the support at 1788. And now dropping down to the 15-minute, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense for gold to continue down to 1784. So let's drop down furthermore, looking at the smaller time frames. Yeah, I mean, if in this early session we can get the break below 1786, then I guess there's a very high probability for gold to continue down towards, you know, in this 27 pip range, and then maybe continue further to 1780. So we're going to keep an eye on that. So Euro JPY, man, we are still moving bullish. Smashed the targets I had at 129. Looking at the weekly time frame, I guess we're coming into this huge rejection areas around 130. 130 is like around 30 pips away. Looking at the daily 4-hour. Okay, so now on the 30-minute right now, what we have is, I guess we're just ranging over here in the 30-minute time frame. We got a resistance formed, and at the same time, we got some support formed right over here too. So let's take a look at that on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, it makes sense. It's going to be something our support area right down over here. Let's see here. We have good morning, Alan from Rwanda. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And gold is about to break its own low at 1786, below 1786.50, 1786.60. I think it can continue moving bearish down towards, 1784, right over here. 20 some odd pips away. Did you enter after the break of the low? Yes, entered after we broke the low right over here because we had clean candles to the left and wanted price to continue bearish. Can you explain when the candles close with no wicks? What does it mean? It means the candle has no range for next candle to go down. And that was one of the other reasons why I closed my trade, because when this candle closed with no wick at the bottom, I was like, well, we're not sure whether it's going to go down to 150 or not, so I have to kind of like manage my trade at that point. I listened to you and jumped on Capital Hungry stream this morning. Jeevan is an absolute beast at what he does. Yes. Jeevan is one of the most knowledgeable people I know. Sometimes he can be a real dick to people, but man, he is extremely very, very well knowledgeable. All right. Would you recommend working through market fluidity completely first and then training on simulator? Yes. Yes, I think going through the first unlearn and relearn section is going to bring you up to basic price action, and then you can use that into simulator or use that into paper trades, just like this one right over here. We broke the low on the 5-minute, so based on probabilities and momentum bearish, there's a high probability for it to continue moving bearish at this point. So maybe your stops are above the 5-minute at this point and you're looking for price to come down to 1784. All right, let's see here. I entered. Okay, let's take a look at GBP USD. Oh, before we take a look at GBP USD, we want to take a look at right over here. Okay, so we're coming down to this support. So this is going to be a range now, right? Between 150 to 40 and 150. This is a 25 pip range. I think we can easily continue down towards 150 here. So we'll see what happens here in that aspect. Gold is also closing bearish here. Now we have another 5-minute candle. This needs to break the low of the previous 5-minute candle to continue moving bearish to 1784. So whenever price is moving down, it's making these lower highs and lower lows, right? So if you want price to continue bearish on candles, you want candles to respect the highs of the previous candles and break the low of the previous candles for it to really continue bearish. Do you recommend journal demo trades? I recommend journaling maybe 2 trades that you take in a day. Like 1 to 2 trades a day that you're taking. I think journaling those is going to be much better. Ooh, wow, look at that. 1784 on gold. See this? So easy. I mean, you start looking at gold, you start looking at momentum, you start looking at probabilities. Man, things just play out super nice. I didn't execute on this, but I was literally watching this move. I saw the price, I was like, damn, what a nice move on gold. First thing in the morning. Congrats to Gulag who took this trade for gold to continue down. Give a like on the stream and do subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. We actually smashed that target and went down to 1783. This is actually a very, very easy trade, right? We talked about it. And if you look on the 4-hour time frame, you can see how we filled this wick to the left-hand side. You look at the daily time frame, we filled this wick we talked about over here. So, simple. So if anyone who caught this trade, right? Anyone who caught this trade for today, call it a day right now. There's no reason for you to take another trade. Sometimes you make money, it takes you 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Sometimes it's going to take you a few minutes, right? 2-3 minutes. And that's the beauty of trading. So if you made more than 50 bucks, 100 bucks, $150, $500 in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, man, call it a day. You're done for the day now. I literally made my daily average wage in my country in 3 seconds. See, now that's it. Most people lose because they try to look for another trade because they're not satisfied with this one win, man. If you won this trade and if you're positive for the day today, you are in the top 10% people who won today. You know, so you have to stay in the top 10%. If you overtrade, lose those profits, then you're going to be in the top 90% who always lose, and they will always be losers, and they will always think about, oh man, I can't win in Forex. It's because you can't control yourself. So don't overtrade. Secure this win, be happy about it, put stops at break even, and if the next continues running, beautiful, you know. That's your gift. What's the best way to journal a trade? What should I write? I don't know. Write about how you felt in this trade, what you saw, how you looked at the candles and stuff like that. You know, right over here too. Perfect example of a trade over here. Pound yen is now coming down towards, you know, 152 retested. Fresh analysis on gold, please. Fresh analysis on gold was bearish to fill this wick on the left hand side over here. This was fresh analysis on gold. I think better fresh analysis would be if you send your own chart and we can take a look at that chart if you did not take this sell over here. But the bias is bearish at this point. Entries were somewhere at 1787. We talked about them. We gave out stop loss areas. We gave out take profits. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here by Mohammed Mahboubi. Pound yen sells. Entered after first breaks of the low over here. Okay, beautiful. Closed full at -8 pips. Why? Why did you close full? Oh, did it come up to tap your stop loss? Is that what happened? Let's see here. Oh, a little bit. So I guess at that point, you need to see that, okay, how you could have re-entered, how you could have given your trade a second chance. You know, because look, your analysis played out down to 150, right? Clapping here. 150 reached on pound yen. So you need to look to see how you could have given your trade a second chance, right? 15-minute candle went up. That's where you stopped out. And then once the next one started breaking the low, I think that's where you could have given your trade a second chance, right? I always give my trades a second chance all the time. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is USD/JPY. It buys above 106, 140. You're looking at for price to continue bullish, okay? And looking for sells below. Oh, risky sells. I think better sells could be below this area right over here, because then you're targeting this whole clean move up that happened, right? So you're anticipating price to break through all this zone to continue down. I think that's going to be much better. Clapping. All right. Hello, Raja. Do you think this is entry too early? Let's take a look over here. Price was coming down with volume trade based on 15-minute. I think it was pretty good. You sold, you put your stops above the previous 5-minute candle, and you anticipated price to continue down, and that's exactly what happened. What's the normal spread on gold without commission? I think it's around 4 pips, 5 pips. With commission, it's around 2.5 to 3 pips. GJ loss. Let's take a look here. Executed sell. Again, you needed to see how you could have given your trade a second chance. Guys, when you send me a chart saying loss, that makes me feel like you're considering yourself a victim, right? So we should be moving away from having a victimized mentality that, hey, I took another loss, towards, okay, I took a loss, but here's how I could have given my trade a second chance. When you start to look at charts from that perspective, then you start to look at charts from a learning perspective, right? If you're taking a, man, people take losses all the time. If you're taking a loss and you're just saying, hey, I took a loss, I don't know what to do, and you're not looking at how you could have given your trade a second chance, or how you could have, like, re-entered in that same bias even though it went to your targets, then you're not going to learn, because this thing is going to happen again, and if it happens over and over again, if you don't look at it from that perspective, you will never be able to overcome that. So I think my big sign of success was that I started to look at how I could have given my trade a second chance. So if you took a sell right over here and price went up and stopped you out, there is something here which you can see where you could have given your trade a second chance. 100%. Would a break of the low of the previous 15-minute on GJ be a signal entry? No, because this is a support at this point. At this point. Oh, someone's saying Happy Father's Day. Oh, thank you, thank you. Happy Father's Day to you too. Any reason why the Zoom link wasn't posted in the FF site? Let me check over here. It's the 25th. Yes, it was. It's posted over there in the New York session. So when this 15-minute candle starts breaking the low of the previous 15-minute candle, it's extremely risky to take a sell because previously we rejected this area in London Open. We rejected this area like, closer to pre-London. We rejected this area at Asian Open as well. So I think taking a sell over here, it's extremely risky because we rejected in high volume times this area 150. And and there's also a probability it can continue breaking down. So if it continues breaking down, it is what it is. But I would not take a sell here because of these rejections to the left hand side. But if it happens, it happens. What can you do? Holy man, gold is still going. 1782. Oof, 1781. Whoever's holding sells right now with stops at break even, you're eating really, really nice. 1780s. Can we get to 1780 down here? Around like 20 pips away. I think it's going to be pretty good. Why can't we join your Telegram group? I don't have a Telegram group. Wow, this is crazy. First thing in the morning, had a winning trade on pound yen before the stream, came to target at 150, called the gold sell from 1787. Man, amazing. Can you look at my counter trend trade? Actually, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen, looking for sells ideally with bullish candle form and 150 support. Oh, I think you're looking for buys, I think. Take a look over here. Oh, looking for buys. Okay. Yeah, if we do form a support, I think we can take a look into that. USD CAD. History is being made. Sells from yesterday. Runner is running. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I think we saw sells right over here yesterday. And now it's continuing running down. Amazing. Hey, currently I'm worse in my simulator sessions than I am in real trading. How often should I trade in simulator? I personally recommend doing the simulator maybe twice a week. Once a week, twice a week. I do it once a week, Twice a week is still good because think about it, right? We spend around 3 hours on the charts every day. So if you're doing simulation sessions with those 3 hours during the same day, that's a lot of chart time. Right? And you don't need that sort of chart time. So maybe pace it. So on the weekends, maybe Saturday to Sunday, do like a 1 hour of simulation and then go over the entire week of the trades you took, the losses you took. It's going to help you out a lot. All right. Trades called. We had a gold, called the gold sell over here. Gold sell. It was from 1787 down to 1784, 30 pips. But it ran almost like 50 pips over here. Crazy. Gold, when moves with volume, man, it continues moving with volume. I had 3 losing trades a week. I'm having 4 days of trading, but took 4 pippa trades equal 4%. What's your advice? I had 3 losing trades and 4 pippa trades. Why did you have 4 pippa trades? Should have, maybe taken those live trades. Let's see here. So we're coming into another rejection area down over here around, 1780. This is another target rate we have right here around 1780. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, the rejection wicks here. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we have rejection wicks, and we got a support around 1779. So I think that's doable, right? I mean, if we do create some sort of a retracement, create some sort of a resistance, I think we can continue moving down. So we'll see what happens by NY Open. Can I watch you live via the Zoom because YouTube is slow? Oh no. Oh no. Zoom is for, how do you call it? Diamond members? What's your initial risk per trade? My initial risk per trade is around 1%. 1 to 2%. On smaller accounts, I use higher risk because my risk appetite is bigger on smaller accounts. Smaller, I mean like 10,000, 15,000. Share. Best trading month of the last 6 months for me since I started, up almost 2,000. Oh, beautiful. It's weird to say, but the best trading I found is not to overcomplicate things and just to look for the charts telling you. That's exactly right. Nayan Hiryani, amazing, man. Well done. Very, very well done. 2,000 pounds for the month. I think that's pretty good. Did you enter GJ before the stream? Yes. I entered GJ before the stream, somewhere around here. 150, 199. Once this candle started breaking the low of the previous 15-minute candle, we had clean range to continue down to 150. So that's where I entered. This was like when I was turning up my, things over here. Hindsight trading at its finest doesn't take the gold sell, but takes credit for it. Laughable at its best. Mr. Genghis Kong, I think you came late to the stream. When gold was right here at 1787, we did full analysis on why it should continue down towards 1784 and then continue down to 1782. We did complete analysis, gave the stop loss idea, take profit idea. So I think you should be on time on the stream so that you don't make those dumbass comments. How do you project where sell will stop? It's about projection, right? So if you look on the high time frame, you look at the wicks to the left hand side, right? There's momentum. We filled the previous daily wick right over here, and now our next one is at 1780. So we have to wait for price to kind of like retrace right now because we already broke below support, right? So at this point, there will be some sort of a retracement. This was a very strong support at 1789. So from here, price needs to do some sort of a, resistance retest, 1787 and 1786, and then continue on down. I think that might happen closer to NY Open, but I think a good position is going to be either to get like a resistance form on a smaller time frame or a break below this area if we don't form resistance. Looks like we are retesting this area here, 150. So we're going to wait and see what happens here. Reduce the loss. 20% of a trade managing risk is good. Yes, it's very good. All right, let's take a look over here. Would you take a look at this trade I took on GJ earlier today? Thank you. All right. Let's take a look over here. This is resistance formed, lower resistance formed, candle broke support, executed sell, closed full because it's a counter trend trade. Oh, closed full because it's a counter trend trade. Okay. Nice. So I guess you need to look at how you could have given your trade a second chance once it continued down in this clean range to the left hand side. Let's take a look over here. I'm done for the day. Took 2% risk per trade, but managed risk on GJ. Got less loss than anticipated. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Secured 15 pips, secured 20 pips, closed partials, TP hit, secured 48 pips. Very nice. See, now we're retracing. Something about trend trading I noticed, and I'm gonna bring this to everyone's attention, is that there are two things that are gonna happen, right? When we have price trending down, obviously it's gonna break the lows and make lower highs and make lower lows and continue down with respect to candles, right? But when we create a support, let's say price is creating a minor support right over here, right? two things can happen at this point. We create a minor support, you get one candle closing bullish, and then the next candle you get is something like which continues to move down and starts breaking the low. This is the point where you look for impulse entries for price to continue moving bearish, right? This is one scenario that happens when price is trending down or trending up. The second scenario is that you get candles to move up like this, retrace, get smaller, and then start creating resistances, right? When they start creating resistances, this is another factor to say that, okay, maybe now price may continue down to retest the lows, right? So these are two scenarios that happen. Sometimes we get retracement to create resistances to go down, and sometimes, we get candles, it's what they call railroad pattern, right? Railroad pattern, like where you get the next candle going bearish, breaking the low to continue down. So always keep in mind these two scenarios whenever you're trying to trade. How can I pay you? I want to work with you. That's not an option. I just bought magic keys from Amina Koyom. Is that your company? No, I don't have a. The only company I work with is Magic Keys. People are buying some fake stuff online, man. Well done. I'm at a stage where where I'm being safe. So when I'm like, let's stay out and price move nicely, but once I got in the same idea, maybe the next day it doesn't work. I'm stuck at the stage. I used to be profitable once. Now I'm just losing. I felt like someone gave me nazar. No. Only you gave yourself nazar. That's all what happened, right? So the thing is, again, I'm going to say this again. Whenever you're taking a trade and you're losing the trade, and then the trade goes in your direction, always look to see, could you have given your trade a second chance? Always. Stop this victim mentality that things are not working now, nazar over there. Man, listen, if nazar, okay, so for people who don't know what nazar is like evil eye, right? Evil eye only exists if you believe it exists. If it existed, it would have affected me. It would have affected Bill Gates. It would have affected, well, it affected Trump, but like I'm trying to say, like it doesn't exist until you believe it exists. Would you how would you make the switch to other main trading session for trading? See, if I'm trading New York session and something happens, right? If something happens in my life where I can't trade New York session anymore and now I have to trade London session, I would open up London session and I would just focus on London session for about, let's say, a month or 2 months and really try to see. It's getting hot in here. And then I would really try to see, like, if I can find some profitable moves or not. Because the thing is, when you're trading, you need to identify that, okay, which trades will you be taking every day? So I would look at the London session and I would try to like do some sort of hindsight trading there. Can you give me your opinion on this trade idea? All right, let's take a look over here. I'm also going to be keeping an eye on gold over here too. This is GBP CHF, waiting for 30-minute candle to close below 1.27965 for continuation. Yeah, looks good. You got clean candles to the left hand side. Looks really good. All right, let's take a look over here. All right, let's see here. Can you take a look at my counter trend trade? All right, let's take a look over here at this counter trend trade. Also, we're also keeping an eye on gold over here at this point. So we had a support we broke. If we do some sort of a retest here or like a rejection, I think there's a very high probability we can continue down to retest this low 1782 and then probably break this during NY Open to continue down to 1780. So we're going to keep an eye on those ideas over here. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at this chart. This is, ooh, wrong chart from the Gulag. First ever analysis sent by Mr. Adarsh Sharma. So buys if 149.90 is retested and we get a bullish candle, looks good. I mean, idea is perfectly fine. Small range over here and sells below 149.800. So this range at this point, this is like a 17, 18 pip range. You're right. It's a very small range, right? And look what we talked about. Price rejecting 150 because we rejected in the before pre-London. We also rejected in Asian session. So when price rejects an area in a high volume session, that's a very, very strong area, right? So you need to respect that area. So now, right now, price is moving up over here. You know, there's basically, I don't see any confirmations for price to keep moving. So at this point, you know, there's no trade idea to go up. Not in my eyes, at least, right? So we'll have to wait at this point, especially for this 30-minute candle to close. Okay, gold 1 hour chart. Good morning, team. Good morning, good morning. Buys above 1795. 1795 over here, continue to 1800. That's like 50 pips away. Sells below 1782. Strong close below 1775 to fill the weekly wick. Yes, that looks good. I think if we do get some sort of a resistance forming, we could get some earlier sells from, you know, like 1785 down to 1782. But below 1782, it looks much, much better too because, you know, we made a low at that point. Okay, please take a look at my regions. All right, let's take a look here. Your JPY, waiting for candle to close above 129.820. Yeah, I think that's going to be a much better idea. Wait for candle to actually close above this resistance because this is a very, very, very strong resistance, right? It's at a very, very high point over here, so you need a strong confirmation candle close. 30-minute candle close. Yeah, 30-minute candle close would be much better. Let's take a look at this chart over here by Rafael Nunez. So you got resistance at 153.70. Looks good. Support over here. You got another support. See, now this is the thing. This is a little tricky at this point, right? So you got support over here, and then you got another support down over here. So now the problem is this our range or does this become our range? So to make things easier and you know, like a little simplified for myself, what I've done is I've made my range down over here to give price a little bit of a benefit of a doubt, right? That if this is support and if we break through this area, maybe price can come down to this area, you know. And if we break this area 149.800, then there's a high probability for it to continue down towards, you know, 149.620, and then we can start attacking sells below, like, you know, 149.800. Strong buys above 129.890 looks good. About gold, I'm learning to trade it because of volume. A lot of entries are 5-minute, but do you still take the zone in 30-minute and the high time frame? Yes. Yes, the reason why most times we're looking at 5-minute entries on gold because there's a lot of volume, right? There's a lot of volatility in gold. When there's a lot of volatility in gold, when you look at the higher time frames, on the high time frame, you don't see much of a structure, right? So if we look on the 4-hour time frame, obviously we have these wick fills over here. But if you look on the 1-hour time frame, there's no structure, right? Price just continues down. Looking at 30-minute time frame, same thing, no structure, straight down. 15-minute, no structure, same down. But on the 5-minute, you can at least see some structure. On candles especially, we can give you some sort of a confirmation that, okay, now we should continue moving down. Same thing right over here on the 5-minute time frame. You see we're retesting 1787, so I think we need to break these lows at 85 for price to continue down. I notice you prefer trades that are short. Would this be correct to say? It's subjective, right? It's very, very subjective. Sometimes you could get like, you know, really good long trades. I've taken some good long trades, but most times things have been presenting in a way in New York session that, you know, we have been looking for sells at this point. PNZD looking for a break and retest here with clean traffic to the left. Yeah, looks good. Plus also you got this clean moves here to the left hand side. So if we do continue down, this is a 1 hour chart. On the 15-minute time frame, 30-minute, you may see some sort of a market structure for price to continue down. But this is a pretty good range, not gonna lie. We got US 30 coming in over here too. Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is stop loss. Why is the stop loss way all the way up over there? I think stop should be above this 1 hour candle, because if it's breaking the low, it should be above right over here, because I think it's too far away. Hey Raja, will Dominion markets be available in the USA? You'll be able to register via choosing crypto. That's the best I can say at this point. So we look at this gold 5-minute candle. We're breaking the low over here. You know, your stops at 17, 18 pips. Your targets are down to 1782. You know, break and retest. Price came down, made a low, went up, created resistance. So now there's a high probability for it to continue down to tap into 1782. But if you're executing on this trade, you have to look at how you're going to manage risk as well, right? Even though you're in profits, if you enter at the close at the break of the previous candle, right, you're managing risk at the same time too if this candle starts reversing up. How many pips do you secure in gold to go break even? Normally I secure like 10, 12 pips on gold to go break even. This is GBP/AUD, waiting for retest to go bearish. I think this is going to be a little tricky, because not only you got the support over here, you also got this sort of like a resistance area coming up over here, plus also is creating this fresh resistance here. So you need to see how this candle is going to close. And I think better sells are going to be below your support at this point, because that may start ranging over there as well, you know. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, ideally we're just waiting for pound yen to close at this point. Even though it's breaking the high on the 30-minute time frame, it feels like it should continue up, but it's better to wait for this candle to close. People may be thinking that, man, like, look, he looks at pound yen, euro yen, gold, GBP USD. Does he trade all those pairs? No, I only trade pound yen, GBP JPY. That's the only pair I trade. You know, I've always focused on that, and I think that's all what works, right? I look at gold because, you know, my friends trade gold. Now, look at this 5-minute candle, how it closed, right? It closed with the weak body. When it closes with the weak body, this means the probability is dying down a little bit, right? Because for price to go down, you need candles to close with stronger bodies, right? It's the same thing as, like, let's say you have a fight in school. You have a fight in school, who are you going to take with you? Weak friends or stronger friends? You're going to take big, stronger friends to school. Right? So that's the thing right over here. The candles are closing with a weak body. Weak body means the volume is dying a little bit. So you got to be cautious at that point. Oh, whoever knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, that's true. The gulag is saying I'm going to take the strap. All right. Another question. Double the lot size and aim for half the number of pips you're targeting, or normal lot size and double the number of pips? I don't think those ideas work. I think those ideas are very far-fetched ideas, and I think that's just a facade where you think that you can use a larger lot size and then focus on smaller pips to get, like, you know, like a bigger gain. It's not going to work all the time. I've tried it. I've seen people tried it. My friends have tried it, and it does not work at all. Because think about it, right? If you're trading gold, or if you're trading something as pound yen, and you're aiming for, let's say, a 5 pip win on a big risk lot size, right? And in 2 minutes, you go and draw down. And you know you should close. And if you don't close, man, it's going to be super bad. Your drawdown is going to get much bigger after that. Probably wouldn't take you in a fight considering that scar on your face. Oh, this scar right here? You know what these are? These are battle scars. Let's see over here. How much do you weigh? I don't know. We're like, what, 220 pounds? Okay, talk about the loss on gold now. All right. Okay. So as we mentioned, you expected this candle to go bearish, but it closed with a weak bullish candle. So I would anticipated you to secure positions, close partial positions, you know. So the loss, if you would have had on gold, it would have been 50% of what you risked at that point. But if you over traded, if you took this win on gold, and if you maybe like took a smaller loss here to leave the rest running, and you're losing some, anyone who loses profits from this win this morning, you don't deserve to trade anymore. You should just quit. It's not going to work out for you. I took one win on pound yen in the morning, and that's it. That's it. I made $900, and I'm happy with that. Happy with that first thing in the morning. All right, coach, I was not on the charts. Can you give me a little help? All right, let's take a look over here. Candle broke and closed below support plus clean candle to the left. Nice, nice. Is the break of this low minor support our confirmation to enter? Yes. Yes, it is. But at the same time, this candle would have stopped your position out, and then you'll have to look to see how you could have given your trade a second chance. And I think this candle was your second chance right here once it started breaking the previous low to continue down. Ooh, look at that. We did not break the highs over here on gold. So I guess some cowboys are still in it. What's this? If you close 50 with a weak bearish close on gold, is it acceptable to reset when the 5-minute flips bearish? You know what? I'm still testing that. I think it's risky considering the nature of gold, right? It moves super quick. So adding another position on top of what you have added right now is like the same thing is like the same thing as adding back a risk. I think it's going to be much more risky at that point. And in the beginning, I think you should just let it play out the way it wants to. Please uninstall. You know when Dominion markets be ready? Yeah, man, like March, first week of March, second week of March. Right now we're going through a lot of legal things. We have a lot of legalities to hash out with the brokerage. I thought it's going to be easy. I thought it's going to be up in like month and a half, but no. It's very difficult to open brokerages now because of all the shit that happens, so a lot of complaints people get, so that's why now they're very strict on letting new brokerages open. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame over here. 15 minutes also coming down. All right, let's take a look at pound yen here back now. We're coming back up to this resistance now, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Where is Uncle Ted? No idea.
Assalamu alaikum, Raja bro.
Hey, Salam.
Sir, I want to ask you that I have taken a trade, at least 3 trades during London session, and all 3 went in profit. Like GBP USD gave 30 pips and GJ gave 10 pips. So, sir, I was just asking that is it necessary to keep your mentality at 1 or 2 trades a day, or if you are making it, and if there is an opportunity in the market to make a certain amount of pips, so why we just take it?
Because then you risk of moving into the mindset of overtrading. That's why. Because if you're winning trades, right? If you're winning trades and if you're looking for more trades, then what's going to happen at one point is if you start losing trades, then you're going to start looking for more trades to make those losses back. So that's why it's really important. If you take 2 winning trades, 1 winning trade, just call it a day and come back the next day. There's no like, argument on that. There's no ifs and buts on that. Like, I've seen people do this all the time, right? Like, they'll take winning trades and they'll start to look for more trades. They see opportunity, they'll take more trades, more trades, more trades. And then a point comes where you just lose it, right? You take one loss, your ego gets in the way, and you start taking another trade, you take another loss, and then you lose your wins and profits, and it's like it's a very, very bad cycle. So, like, if you're trying to be a disciplined trader, it's very, very important for you to just focus on one or two trades, and that's it. Forex is simple. To be very honest, if I took 2 or 3 wins in London session, I wouldn't even be looking at the New York session at this point. Alright, what's this? Mr. Sampad student. Hey Raja, I will be glad to know your opinion on my GJ trade setup. Oh, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen. Ooh, you took it in the range over here. Closed 85% when momentum started dying out. Stop loss on break even. Nice, beautiful. Yeah, this is a very nice trade. Took it on the 5-minute. Kind of risky, but you made it work. Will GJ continue to go up? Let's take a look over here, right? Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hours bearish. 1 hour is kind of like creating a support over here. We had a high made at 153.70. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, we have a resistance formed over here. We have a minor support formed somewhere at 152.40. So I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, if it does, it needs to break above 153.70. If it does want to continue bullish, it needs to break above that area to continue bullish. Man, har roz inna yaad meri garam. Oh, I don't know what that means. The question is, did you take 1 to 2 trades when you were coming up and building your capital? Probably not, right? But I was really good at it. I was really good with discipline. If I was taking, here's the thing. I was taking 4, 5 trades a day. But at the same time, I had enough control over myself to, if I took 1 loss, I was calling it a day after that. So you should have that much control on yourself. If you take 1 loss, call it a day. And I can guarantee you a lot of people don't have that sort of control. You take 1 loss, you call it a day. That's it. It's very simple. You don't call it a day, it's really easy to move into a negative percentage cycle. Plus at the same time, my setup was different. I had money put aside. I was good financially. I had a financial cushion to fall back on if trading didn't work. So not everyone can be in that same position. Some might be in that same position and some might not be in the same position. So the scenarios I started building my account up, maybe someone else would not be in that same thing, right? Or the same scenario and stuff like that. My overhead was low. My bills were really, really low. I was driving a Honda Civic paying $200 a month and then we paid it off cash. My bills were really, really low. So there's a lot of things that go into that when you start talking about taking more trades to build your account. The main thing is to have control on your losses. I mean, when you take a loss, call it a day. There's no need to take another trade to make those losses back. The worst mentality you can have as a trader is to say, oh, I'm going to make my loss back. That's the worst mentality you can have as a trader. You need to focus on the new day, the new trade, the new setup, because every trade is completely independent of the previous trade. Were you living at home? No. I wasn't living at home. I got married and then we moved out. Moved out from my mama's basement. And then we started living in an apartment. And from there we went to a condo townhouse. We rented that. Actually, we rented for like 4 years. And then saved enough money to buy a house, bought a house, and then finally bought a car. All right, let's see here. Can you explain your trade today in GJ, the one you put in your IG? Yes, it was very simple. We had the 30-minute was coming down, right? So I saw this clean move that happened in London session, right? Price went up. So I was looking to see, okay, can we come down to correct this move? That's what I was looking at. I looked at the 15-minute time frame, and by the time when I was on the charts, when I woke up at 6, I woke up at like 5:30, right? So price was still making this candle right over here. So I looked at the charts, and I'm like, okay, like, you know what, this 15-minute candle was moving bullish at this time. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to break above 150, 360, and when the stream starts, we can possibly take buys for price to go up. So I waited, made my green tea, and then this candle came down closed bearish with a huge rejection wick, and I started thinking about, okay, you know what? If the next candle breaks the low, there's a high probability it can continue moving bearish. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait till we break below this wick right over here. And then we came down towards, 150. Look at the price here, it's right. 150, 200, 150, 199. It took a sell, stops above the previous candle, anticipating this wick fill, and anticipating price to continue down to 150. So that was the trade. Did you buy the SRT? Yes, Durango SRT. I always wanted that car since 2015, but I could never afford it. So I bought it. Okay, what's this? A real estate question here. I don't think I'm the right real estate expert, but I'm going to try my best on the knowledge I have. Would you rather buy your first home to live in or buy it to rent to other people live in a rental house from the income? See, there's a different thing for that, right? There's a different thing. Some people think that they will live on rent and they want to buy rental properties to rent them out. My whole idea was to buy a home for the family and get it paid off ASAP. Once it's paid off, then you can do whatever you want. My whole, the idea was to, okay, buy a home for the family and for the family so that they're set. They can live in that home. They have no problems with that. Put money aside. Because, man, listen, tomorrow is not guaranteed to you. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to no one. You can drop by a hat tomorrow. So in my mind, I think securing my family's roof and food and clothes is much more important than trying to build rental properties in the start. So once I get this done, they can start thinking about rental properties and stuff like that. Ooh, looks like gold is really rejecting that area now at this point coming up. This is a support we broke around 1789. Okay, let's take a look over here. Just declare a high net worth. Oh, okay, we're talking about something else over here. Considering the stop loss was above the massive wick on the previous candle, how would you have managed your risk if it went back up? If it went back up, I would have closed 50%. That's how I would have managed my risk at that point. Just looked up your IG. You are right. Nice car with nice house behind it's different. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that purchase. Moved from a 2.4 liter Kia to a 6.7 liter big monster. Huge difference. Where GJ is right now in your zone, would you say that is a no trade zone? Yes, I would say this is a no trade zone at this point, right? Because look, it moved up without any candle close. Because if a candle closed bullish, I would have been looking for buys for price to continue up towards 150, 200. But the candle just moved up with one candle, and the next candle just went down. So this is like a no trade zone here in my eyes. Is it the supercharged one or is it the big V8 Hemi? It's the big V8 Hemi, 475 horsepower. Like, that thing is pretty heavy. All right, this is pound yen. Hella effing strong psychological level 150. Yes, that's true. It's a hella effing strong level over here at 150. So we gotta wait at this point. Looks like gold is coming back in this range over here. Now here's the thing. This is a perfect example of a fake out on gold, right? If we continue back above What's this price? 1789. If we continue back above 1789, this is what it means. This means we created support, right? We broke support. Now this price is coming back up to potentially retest this area to continue down. But if in 2 minutes this candle closes above 1789, this means this move down was a fake out. And then there's a high probability for price to continue moving back up. But at the same time, if this candle closes below 1789, then that means we're just doing a retest to continue moving bearish unless, like, we go back in the range. Someone is saying I'm planning to sell GJ if it breaks the current 30-minute low. If it breaks the current 30-minute low, I think a better sell on GJ is going to be once we break below this previous low over here, the bearish candle, 149.970. That's going to be a better sell. But then your range, you're looking at around 13, 14 pips. You could still, squeeze it in. Would you give gold a second chance if you were trading it? Yes, I mean, if it closes below this level and if you see some sort of rejections, like 15-minute bearish candle forming, then may look to give it a second chance, especially below 1784, 1785. People are talking about your JPY breaking. That's a negative. Your JPY is not breaking. It still is yet to close at this point. You didn't make a video of a cold start like influencers do. I don't know, man. It's just a car. I don't know. I'll feel pretty dumb about it. I don't know. All right. See this? We got around 40 seconds left at this point. Accept JP challenge on Trading Nut. Sorry, I don't do any challenges and stuff like that. I do live market challenges every day. I think that's more than enough. I'll do challenge with somebody who can show me a 5 or 6 month. Actually, no, not 5 or 6 month. Even 5 weeks of trading data. If someone can show me 5 weeks of trading data with withdrawals and trading history, I'll do challenge with them. Otherwise, I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to stay humble. Okay, so perfect. Look at that. Candle closed back in this range, right? 1789. Closed back in the range. This moves down. This move down now becomes a fake out at this point. So if I want to take a buy on gold, that's what I'm looking at over here. If I want to take a buy on gold, maybe a break of this high, but then the stop is going to be way too big. Also we got NY Open coming up really soon. So may want to see another candle closing bullish over here. Yeah, that's what I would want to see over here. Another candle closing bullish, so the next one can continue bullish till 1794. Because this is now a fake out. And the reason why you need another candle closing bullish is because, this current candle can continue bearish. This can happen. So this is something you have to avoid at this point. So that's why it's really important for you to see another candle closing bullish over here for price to continue up. How can I see the recorded video for risk management? I can only see it sold out. Yes, it's sold out. You cannot access it any time now. Guys are looking at pound yen buys. I don't like these buys. The only reason I don't like these buys is because the 1 hour rejected 150-200. The 30-minute candle rejected that area as well. And the 15-minute candle closed bearish. So that's why I don't like these buys at all. If the 15-minute candle closed bullish, then I would take the buys because the 30-minute candle was also closed bullish. But in this case, I don't like these buys at all. For gold, we wait for another 15-minute or 30-minute. I think 15 minutes is going to be pretty good. If you can wait for the 15 minutes, it can still continue bullish. But at the same time, we know gold has a lot of volume and it can just continue moving, without giving us that candle close confirmation. Gold is one hard guy to master, man. All right, look at that. Euro JPY closed like a small, strong bullish candle here as well for it to continue more bullish. Damn. Damn, Euro JPY. Let's take a look at this over here. All right, so we got GDP news coming in about an hour over here. So we're going to wait and see how that affects price and gold. Other than that, should be pretty easy moves here. Nothing really happening. We got FMC later on around 11 a.m. after London close. So Friday's also looking pretty neat over here. Nothing really important happening on Friday. Some USD news, and I mean, it is what it is. Nothing something that's going to really pump the market. Is there a reason the yen has been so weak? Yes. If you read the news, there was a news outcome maybe like 2 weeks ago, last week, that they wanted even further negative rates for the yen. So in March when we have the interest rates for the yen, I think they're going to further reduce the rates at that point. Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen chart. This is buys. Candle closed with no wick at the bottom, just like yesterday. Didn't execute, okay, because of no wick. Waited, okay. Executed buys once in seeing the same thing from yesterday and missed the trade. You executed buy. Oh, you're missing the trade yesterday. Oh, nice. Nice. Perfect. See, so this is a perfect example of learning from something you've seen before and then executing it the next time it happens. Very nice. Hey Raja, what do you think about this? Let's take a look over here. This is buys over. See, this is something I don't like, right? Because there's a lot of consolidation right over here. A lot of wicks, a lot of ranging area over here. I would rather have buys above, 150, 370, or even 150, 400. Above 150, 400, I think it's going to be pretty good buys because this whole area is not, I don't know, it's not very clean to trade. So I guess we'll have to wait at that point. Looks like gold is also moving up over here after that fake out. The only thing is I don't want to execute on gold because I already had a win in the morning, and I don't want to execute over here because, even though the stop is going to be like 20 pips and your range is around 40 pips, 35 pips, 40 pips, still want to wait for this candle to close bullish so the next one can continue moving us bullish. See this? Just like we talked about pound yen over here, buys are going to be really risky because the 15-minute candle closed bearish. I think a break below 149, 960, 950 would work way better for price to continue down for sells. And that's something I'm going to be looking at right over here. Oh wow, look at this. Robert Villano. $47 startup account on Monday. Now I'm up at 104. $104 traded 3 days. That's it, done. Did what I needed. Double all gold this week. Oh, beautiful. Very nice. Where can Euro JPY go? Euro JPY can continue till 130 over here. It's like 20 pips away. 130. Right? Look at this. This is like 20 pips, 25 pips away. Not even that far away. 1 hour zone on gold at 1790. Should we close above for potential buys? Yes. We need this candle to close above 1789 for price to go up. See the way it's moving right now? If you took buys over here, it's very uncertain right now. It's extremely uncertain. One candle closing in the zone is not enough to tell us that price is going to go where we want it to go. Right? Gold likes to trick people? No, people like to trick themselves. That's the whole problem. Just wait for extra confirmation. Here's the thing. When you wait for extra confirmation, right, let's say the next candle, you're going to get a pretty good trade, right? But if you don't wait for the extra confirmation, you're going to be, there's going to be a probability you'll get stuck in drawdown, right? And again, while you're waiting for that extra confirmation, maybe that candle starts moving where you wanted it to go, and you might miss the trade. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you miss the trades, and that's a part of the game over here you play. A lot of times I miss the trades, and that's totally okay. What was your biggest win in one trade? I think it was around 61,000, somewhere around that. Let's see here. Where can I find market fluidity merch? Oh, this merch is not out yet. This merch. This is something new we're working on. This is market fluidity black on black. Also comes with this hat as well. So this black on black we're working on right now with a partner in the US. I think it's going to be sick. I can show you guys some pictures. Would you show your MyFX book portfolio? I don't have a MyFX book portfolio, and I'm really not interested in having a MyFX book portfolio, and that's my own personal decision. I have my entire history on Instagram though, on my MetaTrader. You can go see that with withdrawals and bank deposits and everything. So I went a step further by showing bank deposits as well. All right. Pound yen 1 hour chart. If price was to close solid bullish on the 1 hour, would you say there would be a high probability for price to move up? Yes, but we can't talk about that because that didn't happen. In my opinion, I would say no, because the context of current candle has rejected. I just want to hear your thoughts from the 1 hour perspective. See, we can't talk about things that have not happened. We can only talk about things that are happening at this point. Right? So at this point, there's no trade at this point. So that's all what we're focusing on right now. Someone is saying it's a lie. How is it possible to make 61,000 in one day? You know what? Ask yourself, how come Ronaldo makes 500,000 a week? How is that possible? Ask yourself, how do super athletes make millions a month? How is that possible? And if you tell this someone, I'm going to be like, man, that's not possible at all. But slowly, when you climb up the levels, things start to get possible. I never thought I'd own like a $1 million home before 35. It's possible. Everything is possible. You need to broaden your perspective. That's the whole thing. If your perspective is not broad enough, you're always going to think things are not possible. I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. Is he smarter than you? Is he smarter than us? No, man. There are some people who do really well in life because their horizons are broadened, and there's some people who don't do well in life because they're still constricted by a fact, oh, it's not possible. How's that possible? Must be a scam.
Listen, just ask Ted. We know personally Ted. Ask him how it's possible to make 40 bands in 15 seconds in gold. He did 40 bands, $40,000 in 15 seconds. Ask him.
Yeah, things are very much possible. Like my circle, people in my circle, there's certain people who make way more than me, and not from trading, from other businesses, right? They make way more than me, and I always think, oh wow, you know what? That's goals for me. I'm in this business mastermind group where every individual's net worth is around 15 million, 10 million. To be in that group, it's like a yearly fee for about 6,500. You pay 6,500 a year to be in that group. And what you do is, like, once a month, you have like these meetings where you bring things to the table, to help someone in business, to help someone in like some sort of consulting and not stuff like that. So when you surround yourself with people like that, you start to think about, man, things are possible in life. They look at me and say, they're like, in their mid 40s, early 50s, and they look at me and say, man, you're just a kid right now. And I may feel like I may feel amazing right now, but when I talk to them, I feel like a dumbass, because I still don't know anything in life. So it's true when they say that surround yourself with people who know more than you, you're gonna learn a lot more. And yeah, you just gotta.
I think that's the same as a professional too. If you're like anything in the professional industry, you look up to the peers that have pretty much paved the way. They'll show you so much. There's a lot to learn from.
Yeah,
Mentors
exactly.
become your what is it when your mentor becomes your rival?
Yes. How can people find a group like that? You can't. Someone introduced me to it. You basically need to have a certain amount of net worth to be able to be in that group. Can you give your opinion on this USD CAD analysis? All right, let's take a look at this USD CAD. Also, I'm looking at gold over here too. The way the candle is closing, it's rejecting that level we talked about. It's closing bearish, and the more it closes bearish, the more it has probability to continue down towards 1782. I
Hey, I really want to apologize. My internet got disconnected due to load shedding in Pakistan.
oh
So I hope that you have answered my question. I will watch it later.
okay,
Alright?
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Bearish trend, 4-hour flipping bearish, waiting for 30-minute to close below support. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. You got a strong support. We're really breaking the lows. We're making history here in USD CAD. So yeah, I think if we break this, we can continue to fill this wick and maybe, continue down over here. The thing you have marked at this point. Looks like Raja is part of the Illuminati. Oh no, there's another group. Their yearly fee is 15,000 a year, and to be part of that group, your network has to be above 10 million, and that's like whoa. Those are like those guys are up there. Let's take a look at this chart over here. The elites, yeah, that's next level, man. Imagine you're paying 15,000 to be part of a chat group. It's unheard of. You know, when I first heard of that, I'm like, yeah, it must be a scam. But no, it's not. Like there are a lot of things in life I still don't know yet. UCJPY, you're waiting for price to break above. You took a buy, higher lows, higher highs. Yeah, I think this is stuck. Let's bring up UCJPY right over here. Gold is also about to close in about 20 seconds. We're at this resistance at this point right over here. So we need price to close above this area. Look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, 30-minute has to close above 106, 170, 180 for price to continue up. All right, let's take a look at gold over here. The only issue I have with selling gold over here, even though it looks perfectly good. Now let's measure this range, right? This is like a 27, 30 pip range here down to these wicks, and this is the only issue I have. If price comes down, it may start rejecting this level because we rejected here before. It's 30 pips, and then stop loss placement is what, like almost like the same, right? But that's what you're expecting price to do, to continue down to these wicks. And if there's momentum, volume coming in with NY open in about 15 minutes, I think we can very well continue down towards 1782 with volume. All right. Whenever the song comes on, it means price is going to go now. Let me turn up the music here for the Zoom chat here as well. Yeah, this song right here.
I believe this music.
When was the last time you revenged the market and overtrading and lost profit? The last time it happened was, I don't even remember, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, because mostly I'm on the live streams here, and when I'm on the live streams, I can't overtrade because I need to set an example. I use MetaTrader 5. All right, let's take a look over here. So again, we're expecting gold to continue down to 1784, and then with volume in NY open, we're expecting it to continue further down to 1782. Do we need to consider gold as at a weekly and daily support? Shouldn't we wait for a break before sells? Yeah, you can do that. If you're looking at the higher time frame, you can wait to break those, higher zones. But if you're looking at smaller time frames, you're going off of what's presented here to you. What's this? Gold 15-minute chart. 60 pip range, potential sell below 1785. Yes, does look good. Does look good. Identified gold from like 1788 for it to continue down. It just needs to cross these wicks below 1784 and then we can continue on further down. Curvin is probably swimming in about 50-60 pips at this point.
I tend to agree with the sells below 1785 because it's the safest way to take the sells. At this point, the 30-minute candle created support, and we already have some sort of rejection from the same point, 1785. So at least I will need to see if we start breaking below that 30-minute candle. The moment we start breaking the 30-minute candle on gold, that's going to be a nice drop. Other than that, this is the dangerous range. From 1785 to 1888, it's dangerous way to get a trade right now. If this happened later on around 8:30, I will take it. But right now, no, because you don't know if this 1 hour candle still have some juice to retest those highs to 1792.
Makes sense, makes sense. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, man.
What's the difference between fake out and a low high is formed to retest? Thank you in advance. I mean, there's a structural difference between a fake out and a low or a high being formed. Oh, we have 36666 viewers. 3666. Must be lucky they're here today. Must be really lucky for gold to drop, or must be really unlucky for gold to go boom up. I think it should be very lucky for gold to drop. I would say that. Yeah, either this 15-minute candle comes straight down to this point, and the next one goes further down with NY open. It's going to be beautiful. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Currently in EJ buys. Okay, strong buys above here. You took a buy for price to continue bullish. Let's take a look over here. Now, the only thing you need to make sure is that now, since you're in an EJ buy, if this 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, you're managing risk at that point, right? You're closing 50%, you're managing risk, because if that happens, see right here, it's breaking the low over here. So if that happens, then there's a possibility for price to come down, create support, and then start to move up. So you always have to manage risk. Whenever you're taking trades, it's really, really important to always think about how can I manage risk. Let's take a look at this trade over here. Are you in gold sells? No, I'm not in any trade at this point. I'm just being a cheerleader here for gold. Supporting gold to continue bearish. See, look at that. So nice. I took my one trade in the morning, got a winning trade, so I don't feel like I should take another trade. All right, let's take a look at this chart. It was right over here. If this 1 hour candle closed bullish, would this be a good buy? I don't know. If this 1 hour candle closes bullish, I don't know. I would want to look for buys above 153, 370. $153.70. Hey Raja, you look like you're excited to start up your car this morning. Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for this live stream to be over.
Like a little kid with new toy.
Bro, I couldn't sleep last night, man. I slept like
No
4 hours.
way.
Yeah, I slept 4 hours.
Oh my god.
I kept waking up looking at the time.
Oh my god. This is wow. I love the smell of new cars, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a nice trader. Nice retest over there. Have you had doubts during your trading career? What kept you going? Um, to be very honest with you, my answer will be very simple, and it's going to be like in the first 2 months, I was extremely profitable the first 2 months. And the reason why I was extremely profitable was because, no word of a lie, very simple. We were looking at the 4-hour time frames in the first 2 months. We were only looking at the 4-hour time frames at supports or resistances, right? If a 4-hour time frame would go to a support, we would take a buy. Well, I would take a buy, put my stops at 15 pips, and price would go in 10 pip profits, close the trade, and call it a day. That's what I did in the first 2 months, right? The way things and we were only focusing on maybe 2 trades a day, one at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., or at like around 9 p.m., at the nighttime during the Asian session. The things started to change when I started to look on Instagram and on TradingView and all these platforms, and seeing people make 50 pips and 100 pips and 200 pips and fucking like a lot of money here and there. So I was like, oh, hey, you know what? I need to be that guy. I need to get 50 pips every day, 100 pips every day. And the next 6 months, I lost almost 70% of my savings in trying to get those 100 pips every day, 200 pips every day, 50 pips every day. It didn't work because I was using a lot of indicators, stochastics, Bollinger Bands, like you name it. I've tried everything, man. And then I asked my mentor, Ted, at the time, really good friend of mine too. I asked him, hey, man, listen, first 2 months, really profitable. The next 6 months, just dog shit. What happened? He's like, just go over the trades. Go over the first 2 months and see what you did. And I realized that, hey, the first 2 months were really simple. We focused on 1 or 2 trades a day. If we had a losing trade, we looked at why it was a losing trade, and that was it. That was it. There's no complication about that, and I went back to that, and then that's it. It started to click, started to learn more about candles and wicks, and really started focusing on the session we were trading on, we were looking at, and yeah, it was very simple at that point. Do you have a weekly target? No, I have no targets. My targets are having a winning trade every day. I have no targets. I used to have targets. I used to have pip targets. I used to have monetary targets. And the thing about targets is when you have targets and you don't meet those targets, then you're forced to perform to make those targets. And I don't think for a trader that's a good thing to be in, where you're pressured to meet a target. So my target is having a winning, have 1 or 2 trades a day. If those are winning trades, perfect. If there's are losing trades, then that's an opportunity for me to learn. Let's see here. Super important to focus on the higher time frames. Yes, first week of my account had 100% return. And then it took me a year until now where I'm fully break even, slightly positive. Oh, beautiful. Do you recommend newbies to look at the 15-minute? Because I know you said that 15-minute is a lower confirmation time frame. It's not about being a newbie and looking at the 15-minute. It's about really joining all time frames together and then creating a bias to really ask us, okay, does this make sense? Based on a 30-minute, based on a 15-minute, the 1-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame. So you got to put everything together and just ask yourself, okay, does this make sense? Like right now, right? Gold is coming back up. So people who entered gold sells right over here, you're probably putting your stops at break even, closing 50% at entry, maybe closing more at entry because of this huge rejection at this point. Right, so it's all about putting all time frames together and asking yourself, does this make sense? So if I look at pound yen over here, and if I look at the 4-hour is bearish. Thing is about to close in about a minute, about 1 hour. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, we're bullish over here, but we have some rejections above 142, 152.20. So taking buys above 152.20. I don't think that's going to make much more sense to me because we had rejections here previously, right? So for me, good buys are going to be above 153.70 because then we have clean range to go up to 155.50. Kervin, say something funny. Oh,
Why, man? What happened?
Why Kevin will say something funny? Why?
Hey, Ninad, what's up, man?
oh, do not go easy, man. Easy, easy.
How you feeling? How you feeling, my friend?
Are you feeling good?
Yes, I'm feeling good, man. Thanks.
Okay. See, so far we're getting that retest to the previous 30-minute candle on gold. So that's why I'll be sitting on my hands until I see a break from that support later on. And to add something to whoever is taking or want to take trades based on the 5, 15, or even 1 minute, it all depends on market structure. Not every setup is going to be the same. So sometimes you will need to have confirmations on the 30-minute candles. Some other days you're going to need only confirmations on 15 minutes or even 5 minutes. And depending on the pair that you're trading, I will say for gold, best way to trade it is in 5 minutes 5 minutes. 1 minute is dangerous. You will need to have a lot of discipline not to take random trades on gold based on a 1 minute. But 5 minutes it gives you a nice idea with the confirmations on the higher time frames. For example, on 4 hour, you see the retest on 4 hours resistance or support, and you rejected it, and then you start seeing some. Let's say you had a retest to a previous 4 hour candle bearish. So and the prices start respecting that resistance on the 4 hour and create resistance on the 5 minutes and 15 minutes. And then at the breakout structure, you can go for it. Timing must be on point also. Sometimes it's really hard to get into any trade on gold based on the 5 minutes. If it's the new hour, let's say from 7 a.m. to 7:15, I try to avoid trading at that time. I rather wait for a 8:30 to 9, 7:45 to 8, because at that point you already had a retest to previous structure. And when the prices start breaking some sort of the structure on the 5 minutes, then the last 15-minute candle for the 1 hour candle is gonna make the nice push or drop. So it's all about back testing over and over again the same setup. And whoever is trying to trade gold, you guys see we get 100, sometimes 200 pips on gold, but that's not gonna happen overnight. That's gonna happen with time, and discipline. You see Raj yesterday, he took 2 trades on gold. He cashed out the first one at 20, 30 pips, and then he took another one at 20, 30 pips, and that's pretty much it, man. You gotta secure the bag, because gold can give you a nice drop, but also it's gonna give you heavy pullbacks, and you don't wanna mess with gold, to be honest. Once you are in 20, 30 pips in profit, secure. You're not gonna get broke by securing profits on gold. 20, 30 pips on 5 minutes, it's amazing.
How can you determine a wick rejection and a wick fill? Because the 30-minute on GJ. Okay, let's take a look over here. See, this is just a range. So when there's a range, this is just, you can't really look at it as from a wick fill perspective because it's in a range. But if there was no range, if let's say we had clean traffic to the left hand side, then you would look at this as a wick fill. Okay, it's a potential wick fill. Right. We're also making these bearish moves on gold at this point now too. Pretty good. Candles are making lower highs and lower lows. See here. Took 1 to 2 trade a day. Only risked 1%. Waited for candle to close, but this week only losses. Do you have any tips? I also went over all the session and wrote down what I could have done better. Yeah, that's my one tip. When you have losses, go over to see how you could have done things better. That's what I do every day. Every day I go over the session to see how I could have done things better. That's it. And over time you start to get better at that. see here. Yeah, pound yen is still ranging over here. So this is going to be a no trade range. I'm going to label this as a no trade range. No trade range here for me. Gold, on the other hand, see, it's breaking the low over here now. So just like we talked about, lower highs, lower lows, just needs to cross below 1785, and then we're coming down to 1782. Ooh, wow, look at that rejection. Damn. Crazy.
Yes, sir. That 30 minutes establishing support.
You know, with the way gold moves, it's really, really important to be extremely disciplined with gold, because the way it moves, it's really important to stay very, leveled with it, because it's really easy to get into that cycle of over trading with gold. It's moving up or it's moving down. Take a buy, take a sell, take a sell, take a buy.
Yeah, that's true.
What about your JPY? Your JPY basically, broke these lows here we talked about, and then continued down. So I guess it's not gonna.
That's a beautiful fake up on EJ.
Yeah.
You can easily retest that 129,700. Based on the 30 minute, look at the 30 minute. 30 minute looks like a perfect fake up.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here too. I took one sell and one buy on gold. I'm out for the day. All right. One tip I would give everyone is to, if you have selling bias on something, stick with that selling bias, right? Even if you get stopped out, stick with that bias and try to see where you can give your selling bias a second chance. Three trades this week. End result is 100 pips. Oh, nice. Quality trades. Oh, beautiful. 100 pips. Do you think price action on GJ has been difficult? Yes. It's been extremely difficult in the New York session. Right, Kervin? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big time, my brother.
London, on the other hand, has been amazing.
But you know what? London, for some reason, I don't like trading London. I mean, it's probably I'm too lazy to stay up around 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning. I rather cut my sleep, and New York always has good moves, man. It's very rare that you're not gonna find a trade during New York session.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Looks like you may be right over here for your JPY. Fake out.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I took that. Yeah, man.
Ooh, 729. 129, 750, 750, 700 is right here.
Yeah.
Pretty achievable target with the volume coming in with NY Open too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
What do you think about trade gold on London session? Peace. Yeah, I think it's good. I think people trade gold in the London session. I think it's good. Raja just took a sell on EJ. No, I only have one trade I took this morning. It was a pound yen sell. That's it. I haven't taken any more trades. I am, however, looking to sell pound yen below 149.960 if that happens. How many pairs should I focus on according to you? Is 3 to 5 pairs good, or 1 to 2? 1 to 2 pairs is perfect. Focus on 1 or 2 pairs. Because the idea is that you need to be a master of 1 or 2 pairs. You need to have strong command over 1 or 2 pairs. Do you work for any bank? No, I don't work for any bank.
That's a good job, EJ. Thank you, man.
Yeah. is coming nicely down.
Good job.
If price breaks above 153.70, how do you find the next zone you expect to go to? I see zones when they are recent, but not sure when targets date to how far. Okay, so let's talk about here. If we break above 153.70 on pound yen, right, and price continues on looking to the left hand side, the only opportunity we have is around 150.600. See this rejection here? This is a thing we can target right over here, this rejection. And then after that, I think we can target around 150.800 at that point. Can you go over the trade this morning? I'm sorry, Mr. C. We went over that trade 4 times this morning. So you can go to YouTube, you can go back, and then you can try to try to find it. But don't worry, I'll post a recap there in this Slack too later on. I don't keep the gold chart on my MT4, but out of curiosity, will the pip value of gold be same? No, it's different. Pip values is most people don't know this, but pip values of all pairs is different than any other pair. If you look at the pip value on gold, it's going to be more than the one on your JPY or pound yen because of the difference in currencies. Shout out to the guy which is writing everything down on YouTube comments. Yeah, that guy is doing an amazing job. You guys go to my live stream, and if you guys see those timestamps, that's a big job. Like, take a look at this. And man, this is why the community is so awesome. I mean, we're doing live streams here for free, giving our time to everyone for no charge at all. And where is it? All right, let's take a look at this one right over here. So you see this over here? This is a big job right here. Everything is documented here. ATM business talk, things take time talk, no wick at the bottom straight up, pairs talk, common wrong mindset of people, curve in IG.
RM was he was a bushy.
Oh,
and that's where it all started, was RM himself.
What the hell's that? Oh. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. Employ that man. Yes, we do. Yeah, he gets some benefits, That's the thing. When someone does something out of their good heart, not expecting something in return, man, that's really amazing. Because I don't want to toot my own horn, but that's something what we do here every day. And when someone else, because like in the past, people have approached me to do things, but then they've hinted towards some sort of a payment. I'm like, man, listen, like, just be straight up from the start. Don't do this. Looks like 700 is approaching right over here. 129, 700, Kervin. It's coming for you.
Yeah.
Do you start the Zoom before YouTube, or it's the same time? It's at the same time. All right, let's take a look at this chart in the meanwhile. Looking for buys over here on pound yen. Okay, good luck with these buys. If they work out, amazing. But I'm looking for buys above. I mean, guys, don't you see this consolidation over here? Don't we see this consolidation over here? Or you guys don't see this at all, right? Or is your chart not there? I mean, come on, man. Oh wow, your JPY is moving. You also got gold moving down too.
Yeah, it's looking better though.
Looks like gold did a nasty retracement on a 30-minute time frame.
Yep. Retest to the resistance on the previous 1 hour candle. That's what I wanted to see. Right? Retest to the 1790. So if he's starting to break 1780.85, it's gonna do a nice drop to retest at least 1760.81. I'm sorry.
I agree with that. This could be a pretty nice selling opportunity here as well.
Yes.
Yeah, if you get the 5 or 15 minute closing low, then these to the left.
Mm-hmm.
it's cleared those wicks, then should be good to fill the wick to the left.
Yeah. Needs to clear 1784.50 below these wicks.
Yep.
I thought zones on lower time frame weren't as strong as the 1 hour. Doesn't show a zone with 15 minutes. Well, let's start trading what we see rather than what we think. If price consolidated, I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. I mean, this consolidation over here. There's I mean, it's very simple. There's consolidation over here.
Going back to what you said earlier, Rakeel, as well, if you look on gold on the 5 minute and 15 minute, you can, well, on the 15, you can see that high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high as well.
Yeah.
No, I think earlier you was trying to say it's a bit harder to see. So that's why you look at the 5 or 15.
Yeah, if the next 5 minute candle starts breaking below 1784.50, we can have a nice move down to 1782.
Yeah.
Your
2 minutes for this. Go ahead.
Yes.
2 minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. So be aware that we can easily close below that area that Rakeel has marked. 1784.
Ideally, I would want this to close and the next one to wick up.
Yep.
And then come down.
Yep.
That's going to be my Raja Danger entry. What if it just starts moving before this candle closes? Very delicate situation at this point.
Yeah.
1784.50.
Yeah, I want it to pull back a little bit and leave a wick as well.
Yes, we crossed that area. This is a point where it should continue down to 1782 at this point now. The thing about this point is the stop losses, they're subjective stop losses. There's no structural stop loss you can have because it's way too big. So this is all based on experience over here that, okay, if you're entering, your stop loss is at certain areas. Now, perfect, right? If this breaks the low, we're continuing to move down over here now.
We should.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Now
Come on, baby.
My concern is where is my take profit because 1781 is too far from the price right now for me. Definitely.
Let's look at your JPYs here. Pound yen is still ranging. We got gold still rocking over here. Got a wick to fill. Okay. Ooh, I closed out in a minor loss over here. $17.75. Ooh. Below 1780.
Yeah, 1777 is a nice target.
I accidentally clicked buy and made profits. LOL. Oh, nice. All right, let's take a look at this GA. Buys, if we close above range, expect, yeah, this looks good. Buys above this area here. I had a sell on gold. I closed in a minor loss. I lost around $100. That's it. I'm done for the day.
Yeah, I think it's just creating that top wick that you wanted, Rakeel.
Yeah. Can't trade based on what I think, right? We trade on instincts. See this? Great idea to close where I did. Oh wow! I had a 10 lot open. It went to negative 200, negative 100. I closed. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna close right here. And god damn! Oh, would have been big. Would have been a $2,000 drawdown at this point.
Yeah.
So again, gold is extremely hard to trade if it does not go in your favor.
Hey, Raj, I got a quick question on this candle formation.
Yes, sir.
I remember you mentioned, and I partially understand it, that you want the next candle to, open in this specific situation to wick up before going down. If you could just kind of elaborate that on a little bit, because I understand how that applies a little bit more towards currency. I just thought you were expecting more of a push immediately with gold because of the time that we're going in. So I didn't understand why you wanted to see that wick up when with gold, you kind of want to be a little bit more certain,
Yeah. So I wanted to have, before it broke the low, I wanted it to have a wick up and then break the low. Because if it wicks up and then breaks the low, then I can have my stop above that wick.
I got you.
Yeah, above that wick. But it broke the low. I went in a little profits and then it went straight up and I'm like, man, I'm gonna close. So I closed ASAP. Someone said 5 losses straight. I hope that's not for today. If it's for today, then it's not good at all.
Right now on gold, what you don't want to see is price crossing above 1787, 1788, because at that point the 30-minute candle is gonna start turning bullish, so it's gonna give you a hell of a headache. I would like to see this 30-minute candle driving price to retest previous wick. I added another position. So right now I'm starting to see my profits. And the moment we start breaking 1782, 83 is done. So I'm gonna secure some profits right here, where we have some rejections to the left on the 30-minute. So I don't know if we're gonna finally break those wicks. So I'm gonna secure some profits right here. Perfect. Look at the 30-minute candle, Rajan.
Oh.
Look at the 30-minute candle.
Oh yeah, we're coming down to 1781.
Exactly. So at this point, what you don't want to see is this 30-minute candle turning bullish from here and breaking some wicks that we have to this area right here at the same price that price is right now. Once you start breaking that area, boom, this is the first target, then 1780 and 1777.
There we go.
Yeah, we're Gucci. It's only the timing. Timing must be perfect. Like I said, we're finally breaking those wicks to the left based on the 30-minute candle. I have
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for contacting Total Support. This is Adarsh. Can I please have the first 5 characters of your result?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Yes. All right. Good.
Yeah, when I used to work at the call center, my go-to line was like, "Thank you for calling Covad Internet Services. How can I help you today?" I used to work with Covad Internet.
Sounds a lot like the C word.
Yeah. props, man. The man is multitasking. That's amazing. Curving, you're right. This is going to come down to 1781 over here. Got our wick over here. Got volume. Suddenly, everyone becomes an expert on gold. Mr. Hush Kush. Mr. Hush Kush. Maybe you need to come on the stream. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to say anything. But pound yen is ranging. Your JPY is rejecting at this point. The only thing we have is gold potentially coming down to 1781. 1781. All right.
Yeah, it's going to push further than that, Rakeel. This 4 hour needs to close lower than those to the left.
How much is the maximum lot size can someone use in a single trade? Not related to capital. Well, whatever lot size, like your broker lets you. You can use 1,000 lot size, 500 lot size.
Okay, Raja bro, good day. Drive safe. Love you. Bye.
Okay, take care.
Drive safe.
Anyone in gold, there is news in 7 minutes, so just be careful.
Oh, even better.
I'm already 110 pips in. I got in at 95, didn't I? So
Oh, nice.
I'm just holding.
Oh, they're looking at good numbers here. So that's
Ooh.
good for that's
You're
good.
going to get that push.
Yep,
You're gonna get that drop.
that's true. If they're expecting good news and we get that drop, then that news is priced in. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Do we have any guests for tomorrow? Yeah, I don't know. Contacted a few people, but still waiting for those replies over there. Jeevan.
Contact
Probably.
Jiven. Yes.
Sells below, no trade range. I think this would be much better to look at on the 4-hour time frame rather than the daily time frame. Because you're right, you got a range over here, 16 pips, pretty good range for gold actually, for USD/JPY. All right, 1783.22, 1783.22. Can we 1782? 1782 is 10 pips away, a $1 away on gold. $1. All right, 1782. Who's got 1782 here for me?
It's going to give you that. You say, yeah, take it.
1782 coming up. 1782, 65, 63. Can we get 60, 1782, 40, 50, 1782, 28. Can we get to 1782? Oh, 1782. 1782 tapped. Can we get 1781? Thank you, Kerwin, for that little move over there on gold.
You sound like you're at car auction.
Yeah, that 1781 is dangerous. It's dangerous because we had rejection from there.
Yes.
So can easily reject one more time. It creates another resistance, near to 1786, and then drop later on. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, sorry, go on. I'll tell you after.
If we're gonna have news in the next 5 minutes, I would like to see this thing drop prior news. Before the news get released, I would like to see this thing dropping.
Yeah, you might need that news too. If you look on the 4 hour, all the wicks, the rejections. So you might need that news to push it through because that's where it's been struggling. On the H4, you've got like a good, you've got a good 50 pip range of 4 hour wicks.
Oh, we're coming back down to 1781. Oh, it looks like someone's going to have their first withdrawal here today. Oh, 1781.50. No, so close.
Let's go.
What's this? My first time withdrawing this week. First stepping stone hit. Oh, beautiful. Congratulations. A big congratulations go to Mr. A&T for first withdrawal of the week here today. Feels so good when you withdraw money, man. Pound yen ranging, everything's ranging. Oh, 1781 is right there.
Come on,
No, I don't know if to close my runner or not, Kerwin.
Okay.
Amazing. Pound yen range, gold played out here. Perfect. Yeah, we also filled that wick over there. We got 3 minutes left for the news.
Come on, gold. Don't be shy, man.
Tap 1781 gold.
Drop some more.
Right there.
1977 and so on. Come on, man.
1781, 45, 42, 38, 38, 38, 43, 45. Do we have 1781.20? Do we have 1781.20 in the order books? Let's take a look here.
We just need Uncle Ted to open a position and we'll be good to go.
He needs to press the button. That's what he needs to do. All right, let's take
Come
a
on,
look.
Ted.
Buys on GJ on the 1 hour time frame. I don't like these buys at all. I mean, what are you guys doing, man? There's consolidation over here. There's consolidation over here. I just don't understand. Are we going backwards here with analysis? What's going on? 4 hours bearish. I mean, come on, man. Just sad right now looking at all that analysis. If it buys above close 380, yes, this makes sense over here. Buys above 150, 380, amazing buys. Sells below this area to continue down to the support over here, amazing. Other than that, this is just ranging. We need to look at things logically, right? Even if price goes up over here, it is what it is because price is ranging at this point right over here. We can't logically look for buys where price is ranging. You know, so you need to be okay with missing out on trades. Now that the gold is outside a range, can we talk about wick fill with that last bearish candle 15 minute? I think this was the wick fill we were talking about on the 30 minute here as well. This one right here. This was the wick fill. If the next 15 minute fills this wick, then that's a bonus move at that point.
Yeah. News are not that heavy, so we may get a little bit of, pause in the market right now.
Let's see.
I don't know if we're gonna drop heavy or not right now.
It's nice regardless, Kerwin, because at this gold 4 hour closes anywhere around here, then you've got the retest of 1789 for more sells on the new candle.
Ooh,
there's your push.
There it is.
Just as we expected.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, beautiful. All right.
Crazy. Was the news good? I guess it was good, right? Yeah, we had good numbers over here.
Even with bad news, this thing is gonna drop.
Amazing. What a prediction over here. They're expecting good numbers. Gold moves down, still moves down. Whatever. They're not loading over here, but I'm guessing they were good numbers.
yeah, it touched like 1779.
Let's take a look at this chart over here. Gold 15 minute, you got yours pivot points areas over here at 1770. Looks good. The only thing is I can't take a look left. What's to the left? But the way you have them here, I think maybe you looked left to have them here. That's the only thing I can say at this point. But if you take a look left over here now in the 30 minute 4 hour, first zone is at 1777 right over here. This is another wick fill on the 4 hour. We got another support down at 1770. So yeah, they look good. The zones are good over there. Let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, we already looked at this chart here. All right, unemployment claims were good. Oh wow, look at that. All numbers were good for the USD. Can we plot a level on H1 like the way you do on H4? Because I see you do adjust the levels if you switch to lower time frames. Yeah, because the thing is when you draw levels on higher time frames, you have to adjust them based on the smaller time frames. So I mean the same thing can be on the 1 hour Same thing can be on the 30-minute, 15-minute, so you have to adjust them all the time. Looking at pound yen over here, someone asking for sells on pound yen. I think sells are going to be better below 149.960. Can you say that sometimes New York Stock Exchange Open helped you and gave you the right volume with some trades? I mean, did you see a change taking trades around that time? Yes. Yes, because there are different times of volume, right? There are very different times of volume. If you look at, let's say, New York Open, and if you see price ranges in New York Open, then you start to look at, okay, maybe there's going to be volume at New York Stock Exchange Open, right? Then you wait for New York Stock Exchange Open. And vice versa. Like, sometimes you see ranging at New York Stock Exchange and you start to look at London Close because there's volume at London Close there as well. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. US 30, nice. $50 move, wick fill, secured 50 pips, 50%, nice. If you break the support, then you're right, we can continue moving further. So if you're looking for trading times, this is where you can go over here. We have this article which we wrote on the Dominion Markets website. Best times to trade. I'm going to paste this link in the YouTube chat here as well. This is a really, really good article right over here. Best times to trade. Tells you what times there's volume in the market. Pre-New York, New York Open, New York Stock Exchange Open, and then till London Close. Do you think gold sells on gold with this candle breaks 1777? Oh, I guess it already broke below 1777. Oh, no.
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 Yeah.
Sells were when we talked about them right over here. All right, let's take a look over here.
Can we get another $3 move on gold at the break of 1780? Going to 1777.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So this is buy on GA. 30-minute candle closing above resistance. Looks good. The only thing we need to look at this point is to see how, that 15-minute closed bearish. So I guess with that 15-minute closed bearish, you managed risk. And then once this 15-minute candle broke the previous 15-minute low, you managed risk again. That's the only thing I can see at this point. Because the idea was good. We closed above resistance for price to go up. But then the only thing we can control is managing risk. Are you guys making any percentages on daily basis? I don't know about anyone else, but you can follow my progress on my Instagram. I'll paste it right over here. Watching gold nowadays, have always remembered my first try to trade gold when I was 150 pips in drawdown and praying that price will reverse. Yeah, that can happen really quick on gold. You can be up 30 pips on gold and then in a split second you can be down 50 pips, 60 pips, and it continues pumping. I just got here. You didn't take that gold trade. I did. I took one sell on gold, closed it in a negative, and then I took another sell on gold once it really started moving below, 1782 down towards 1780. So this retracement I took a loss, and then with the next push down over here, I gave my bias a second chance because, like, you know, our bias was coming down to 1780, 1781, so I had to give it a second chance. Always give your bias a second chance, all the time.
That doesn't mean that we're gonna change the bias. Bias will sell. We're not looking for bias just because of one candle is retracing.
Yes. What's your account size? That's totally irrelevant to your progress. Raja account size is 1 billion. Oh, how'd you guess, man? Shit. Now the tax man is gonna come after me. Damn. Got him. Yeah, so far, gold was a move down, had a little bit of problems up over here. Pound yen just ranged. It just ranged. Had a earlier move down in pound yen pre-New York, and that's it. Afterwards, just ranging at this point now. To be honest, this whole week on pound yen has just been garbage. Straight garbage. Straight up. London session has had pretty good moves. USD CAD moved really well, bearish. But pound yen, man, just straight garbage this whole week in the New York session. Gold has had really, really good moves. You look at the daily candle, gold just straight bearish moves here. Yesterday bearish move, day before yesterday bearish move. Monday we had a little bit of a move up, but that was about it. Like if you look on the weekly over here, look at this. Look at this weekly candle. If now we only have one more day left. If this can come all the way down to 1760, wow, what a move is that going to be? That's going to be a finisher week on gold. Let's take a look on the monthly over here. Yeah, monthly. See, here's the thing with monthly. The monthly candle can either continue pushing down to close bearish, or it can leave a wick and continue pushing up.
That pullback on the 30-minute candle looks nice. Now it's about to drop more. Retest.
Let's see here.
I closed half in. Like I'm just leaving it now. I'm leaving it to either get stopped out at 17.95 or create a new 4-hour lower low.
Yeah, you think
I'll get stopped out?
No, I just want to see these 1777 just for for my books.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get it, mate.
Yeah, not because of the money, but for the books, man. I'm trying to be really picky on gold. And right now I took a risky entry on a 1 minute, and so far it's 24 pips in profit in 2 minutes.
Nice.
But I just
for me, I just want that 4 hour to get past these 4 hour zones. But then, like Rakeel said, now you flick into the daily and the weekly and the monthly, and this is a big rejection area.
Exactly.
But
yes,
hopefully, if it can push through and then push through tomorrow as well, and then pull back. It's been high for way too long.
Yes.
For you experienced traders, how does gold generally tend to react? Because it's also the last day of the trading month, kind of, right? Tomorrow's Friday, and then that's it.
You want to be careful on a Friday and at the end of the month, because it can go either two ways. It can pull back and leave you a wick, or it can drop $10, $20, $30, then pull back and leave a little wick.
Yeah, most likely today we may have another drop to the areas that Raja has highlighted, and tomorrow we may get a decent pullback again toward this area, the area that we're trading today.
Yeah, it's done it on the last 2 Fridays as well, where it's created a massive, where it's had the big drop and then it's pulled back.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is waited for the break of this candle to go up, but came back in the range. Can you please help me set a target if price comes below the range? Too many wicks in the area. Yeah, too many wicks. So you're basically looking for price to break below this area, and then you need to take a look left. to see where it can potentially come down to. So you need to take a look at that on the chart. Guys, GJ is on the level and you are talking about nothing, not letting Raja talk. Come on. Oh no, it's just, we need to break below this level over here. 149,950 for it to continue bearish.
Your weekly candle on your terminal, Raja, on gold. Where is the next weekly candle wick? 1760.80? Because the moment we start breaking 1779, I think we can get a nice drop toward that area.
Yeah, 1760. That's where it is.
Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. That weekly candle looks juicy to the downside.
Yeah. Took my first entry with only 50% of my lot size. Ooh, I think this was a risky entry right over here for the anticipation to break this really, really strong support. But I would put my stops at break even at that point. Because now the 15-minute candle is about to close. And as this 15-minute candle is about to close, you're basically expecting the next one to break this low and continue down. And I think that's going to be a pretty good selling idea too. I was actually looking at that as well.
I've had about 3 trades on GJ this week, Rakeel. I've lost every one. I just cannot win on it.
But why? You're looking for sales?
No, every time I've had a trade on GJ, I lose.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been difficult. Yeah, GJ's been difficult this week.
I got all in my feelings, Rakeel, and I deleted the chart and everything.
That's funny.
Deleted the chart and deleted it out the market watch, so I can't see the price of it in the corner.
All right, can we get a break below 149,950 to continue bearish on GJ? That's something I'm looking at here before I leave. Opened my largest account this week and GG has been screwing me every day. Oh yeah, tough times, man. This week has been really, really tough times for the New York session. Gold is coming down as well.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on 1779.50.
Yeah. If we break, it's gonna be a quick move. I'm gonna secure at least 50% on this entry that I had.
He closes. Okay, Raja closes good trades early all the time because he's scared to lose money. Call it what you want. Oh yeah, exactly. I'm scared to lose money. Who's not scared to lose money?
Who doesn't?
Come on, man. I'm really scared to lose money. You know, but you should not be scared to make money. That's the whole thing. Because when I close trades early, my whole idea is to close with the smallest loss possible and then give my trade a second chance to make like the much bigger win than that. Yeah. So I had a win on pound yen this morning. It was like almost like a 10 pip win, lost about 2 pips on gold, and then had 2 winning trades on gold. And I think if I keep on focusing on that strategy I have to close trades in small losses, overall I'm going to be very, very highly profitable. So you can call it what you want. I mean, I close my trades early all the time in losses because it makes no sense to hold a big drawdown like thinking it's going to go my way, you know, because thinking in the past has really screwed me over. So thinking, yeah, no.
You live to fight another day, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. What's this here? 4 trades today. No, I had basically 2 biases here today. So it took maybe like two biases today. Let's take a look at this GBP CAD analysis here sent in the Gulag. GBP CAD 4-hour chart. Waiting for the 4-hour candle to close to sell. What's your opinion? I think it's pretty good. If you look at USD CAD is also falling down. It's coming down. I think maybe that's due to the weakness. It's not due to the weakness in the dollar. I think that's due to the strength in the CAD. And I mean, if you can see some sort of a rejections or some sort of a minor resistances formed on the 30-minute, 15-minute, you could get price to maybe break this low and continue down to the further 1.7600 at that area. We're getting a rejection there too on gold there, probably for NYSE open. Sorry for taking the work call on live stream, working from home and learning Forex. Had to unmute. Oh, nice. No, man, we actually really appreciated it. That man is there hustling, working, and watching the stream at the same time. So that's actually very admirable. Most of the time my bias on gold is correct, but I'm always getting stopped out. You need to take a look at how you could have given your trade a second chance all the time. I do that all the time, man. Trust me, I wasn't born with profitable trades, man. These things used to happen to me too. Like I would have good analysis and I would take a trade, the trade would get stopped out, and then trade would go in my favor. It used to happen all the time, and it happens to a lot of guys over here too. And to combat that, I had to look at the chart again to see how could I have given my bias a second chance. It's absolutely necessary to do that. I started to do that. I started to create certain scenarios. I started to look at certain things maybe I didn't look at, or maybe the entries were too long. Okay, so let's take a look at this, for example, here, right? So I took a sell right over here on gold for this 5-minute candle to continue down, right? 5-minute candle went up in drawdown. I went up in drawdown for about 3 pips, 4 pips, came back down, and then I closed. I closed in like a $100 loss, and then the next 5-minute candle started. And as we started to break the low, I re-entered, right? I didn't get emotional about this loss because, it was going in drawdown. I was like, okay, you know what? If it starts to go down, I'm going to give my trade a second chance. It started to come down. So what did I do? I gave my trade a second chance. I'm like, okay, I can be wrong once, but if I'm wrong twice, then there's something wrong with me, So I gave my trade a second chance, went down, came down to a target 1781, and that's it. Second chance or position sizing. I'm pretty sure I said second chance maybe like 10 times this morning. Raja changing his game plan now. My game plan has been the same ever since. GJ long took a loss, managed, could have done better. Oh, okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, hold on. Where's this chart? This is, GJ longs. Yeah, this was consolidation over here. There were no long trades at this point. See, this is ranging at this point. This is ranging. This is also ranging here. No trade range. So whenever you have no trade ranges, right? Whenever you have no trade ranges, the only way price is going to move through these ranges is going to be with one clean candle moving up on the 30-minute time frame or on the 1-hour time frame, right? One clean candle moving up. And that's unpredictable. I mean, we can't really predict when that's going to happen because it just happens that way. So I don't see any buys on GJ at this point. Let's take a look at GU here. We're having some discussions on GU. We're going to take a look at GU at this point. Looking at the 4-hour, 4-hour is bearish. Let's remove our analysis. We have resistance on GU. Next, we need to find support on GU. Looks like support is formed right over here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. Looking at 30-minute time frame, we have some sort of a rejection right over here, which is, I think, on the 15-minute, a resistance area here. Yeah, so I think buys above, like 1.41, 500 would make much more sense. Because then you got this 14 pip range. If you extend it, 20 pip range. right? So this is consolidating at this point. So this you can say no trade range at this point right over here. Taking buys in consolidation and with the anticipation we will move bullish, it's a very risky maneuver. Do you stay away from trades on Fridays? Mostly yes. Ooh, Mr. Adika donated $2. Thank you. Isn't below 149,989 too small for a range to trade? Yes, it's too small of a range to trade. You're absolutely right. But the anticipation is if we break below 149, let's say 950, this is a 13-14 pip range, then there's a probability we may break this area and continue moving down. Because we've been ranging for a long time here, right? And since we've been ranging for a long time, whenever price breaks a range after a long time, then it has enough volume to continue breaking to another range, right? So either we break below or we break above. It's going to be a pretty big break because we've been ranging for a little while over here.
Just wanna say goodbye, guys.
Oh, goodbye, Momo.
Goodbye. Bye bye. Bye. A lot of blessing for you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, man.
Did you bring the wine today?
Yeah, man. I have my fridge right here to my right.
Okay, cool. Hello, Raja.
Hello, hello.
Yesterday.
I'm about to secure some profits on EJ. Raja.
Nice.
700 is right there, but it's taking so long to break that 700.
Where is the next potential sell for gold? I don't know. I have no idea. My day is done. Maybe I think below 1780. Below 1780, you can look at for price to continue till 1777. That's like 30 pips away. Hey Raja, can we block these spammers or people who blame you for their own faults? No, it's good to have them here. You know, because maybe one day they can get inspired to not blame us for their own faults. You know, because I used to do that too. I used to blame others for my own faults. And then one day I got inspired and I realized that no, the only person to blame is the one who looks at me in the mirror. So it happens.
Hey, what up, Raja?
Hey, what's up, Will? How are you?
Good, man. Yo, I have one question, bro. Can you have take a look on GJ 30 minutes coming? I have
Yes,
one
sir.
situations. Alright, yeah, during the London session, before they make a fake out, and then before they went up, they make a support during the London session. You see the yeah.
Where you need to say price as well.
Okay, hold on.
Or send a chart. That's going to be much better.
Yeah, I send it.
Ooh, we're broken below now, 1779. Hey, see
Hey,
a plan
Raja.
for... Yeah, what's up?
I'm good. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, Michael, sure, go ahead.
So I'm looking at gold with you guys, Kuro and Raja. Do you expect that to continue bearish at this point, or?
Yeah, Yeah, the idea is that once prices start breaking 1779, it's gonna drop at least to 1760 overall for the rest of the day. The problem is that you don't know how deep is gonna be this drop right now, and the next 4-hour candle, how it's gonna be the pullback on the next 4-hour candle. So there's only 3 more minutes. We may reach 1777 in the next 3 minutes, or even lower. At that point, you don't want to see the next 4-hour candle pulling back all the way to 1780.
No.
You know, that's the idea. That's what I'm looking for.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Raja. Appreciate everything.
Thank you, man. You're welcome.
Hey, Raja.
Yes, sir.
Brazil wants to execute question.
Okay.
I'm focusing on trading only DJ and being a full-time trader. But today, for example, DJ didn't give me the opportunity. How to live from this buy focusing on couple when he doesn't have the chance?
Oh, so the question is like what to do when GJ doesn't give you any opportunity for a trade?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then there's no opportunity.
But when full-time trader and leave this.
Oh, yeah. Then
you can get profits. You understand?
Yes. When you're full-time trading, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah. It is what it is, right? Like when you don't get any opportunities, you don't get any opportunities. You wait for the next day. It's the same thing as when you're doing a sales job, right? Some days you get sales, and some days you get no sales. That's it. It's very simple. But you should not go in full-time trading if you don't have. I mean, you should only go into full-time trading if you have, maybe 6 months of bills put aside, or 1 year of bills put aside, and stuff like that.
Oh. Okay.
But guys, I'm gonna head off. It's time for me to go. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Take care, man.
Yeah, my son's awake, so he's there.
Sinan.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Take care, bro.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much.